I don't know how to feel about the last season of Manifest. I don't really have time to be writing new scripts and making long videos because I'm really busy with that Ben 10 video. It is coming. This is the progress chart so far. But anyway, Manifest. Let me just quickly give like a little bit of a recap. So these people, they got on a plane and there's a little bit of turbulence on the plane, but they're like, and it's a little bit scary, but then it's over. So like, cool. They land in New York. They came from Jamaica, by the way. That's not really that necessary to the story, but if you want to know now, you know. They land and they realize it's been like 5.5 years since they left, right? And now that was season one. So like a lot of stuff has happened since then. The main thing is that they kind of get these visions that they call callings that like help them like solve murders or find kidnapped girls or like save family members, all that stuff, all that stuff. So it's interesting. Now, I made a video like last year, I think, about what I really wanted to see in the final season. I like rewatched it recently and I actually got a lot of what I wanted. So me feeling bad about the show's ending or just like not feeling too great about it, I feel like maybe I'm just being a little bit ungrateful. But anyway, we're gonna talk about that in just a second. So just so you know, like the how it all ends, basically, Cal firstly Cal comes back and he's like grown now, so he's no longer the kid. Anyway, so Cal comes back and then like he like jumps. Does he jump? I don't know, he just kind of like disappears like on the death day, right? And then the plane emerges from the earth. Are you guys with me? Just like bear with me, okay? The plane emerges from the earth and all the passengers who are there have to board it. And then there's like 8 members that were with like this girl called Angelina. If you don't know who Angelina is, she's the worst character on the show. Irritating. Anyway, Captain Daly and Fiona, I don't know what happened to them, honestly. Like they died. They died. I do know what happened to them. They died. So the co-captain has to like fly the plane, whatever. So they like fly, and then mind you, as this is happening, they look outside the window and there's like a volcano erupting. And like even like on New York, like throughout the whole season, there were like earthquakes, fissures, it's like it was getting bad, okay? Olive, Jared, and Drea, they go back to the house, right? To like help them figure something out. I don't know. It just basically they need to work out that Ben has to forgive Angelina. Either way, they never get that information to Ben because she tries to call him, he doesn't pick up. Drea is pregnant and she starts having her baby. Okay, so let's put that on pause for a second. Let's go back to the plane. People basically start like blowing up. For some of them, it like starts happening and then it just stops. Like for Sanvi, Egan, and Adrian, like the cracks start like forming around them and like it looks like they're about to pop and turn to ash like the rest of them. But then it just stops. Like I'm not the one to really analyze what happened there. Like I was just watching the show. Like I don't know what's happening. If you want to explain better, go find someone else because I'm not the one. But anyway, just like when the three meth heads, like one of them was like died like on Judgment Day, and the other two like fine, and they were like vibing. But then like that black smoke emerges and like rips the life out of them. Okay, that happens. So basically, when the people exploded, there were like piles of ash left where they were sitting. So the black smoke emerges from that ash and it comes together and it forms like what looks like the Grim Reaper. It could be like death, and then they all get together. Well, Michaela and Ben say get behind me, but then some people just stay in their seats. I don't know. Anyway, so they like stay together and like they start like yelling at Ace. This is just so funny to explain. And then like it goes away. So then they look outside the window and they see that there's like no more volcanic activity. It doesn't look like the end of the world anymore. So they're like, okay. And then they fly into the glow, as they say, like this white void. Cal was there earlier on. I think Zeke was also there early in the season. I don't know. So they enter the glow now. When this happened, I thought that they were gonna start giving them like their other selves callings because someone, I don't know who said, I don't know when it was mentioned, that callings are more memories than they are like visions, if that makes sense. That's why they hear their own voice in their head. Are you with me? Are you with me? Now stay with me now. So when they entered the void, I thought they were gonna start like giving their past selves callings, if that makes sense. But no, they step out into the void and they step into the airport 5 years ago. Well, not five now, like sorry, like 7 years now. I think it's 2013 that they go back to. Yeah, like they end up like the flight lands So it's like the fight has landed, like nothing happened. Mind you, they still have their memories. They see that Cal is a child again and he doesn't have his memories. And the people who exploded on the plane are gone, like they've gone missing, right? So this is like round about the place that it like leaves off, I guess. And when it happened, I was just like kind of like staring at the screen in disbelief because I was like, what? Like, I was definitely feeling kind of off about it, especially because like they left Olive, Jared, and Drea in that other timeline. And it's like, have they reversed it now? Or did they go to a different timeline? Like, are these people still existing? Drea giving birth, volcanic activity erupting? Like, are we still going through that? And if not, like, why did they need to show us that Drea is giving birth? What was the point of maybe she wasn't giving birth? Maybe she was, I don't know. I don't know. She also didn't need to be pregnant if you think about it. Her and Jared see each other like in the end, and it's hinted that they're gonna get together, which is like cute because like I like them together. But like, why was she pregnant? Because that baby isn't gonna come back. Speaking of babies not coming back, another reason why I don't like this ending. Eden, I completely forgot about her. She went back with Olive as well, and now they've gone back. Eden doesn't exist anymore. Like, when Ben sees Grace, by the way, Grace is alive, forgot to say that. When he sees her, he says something about like having another kid, but like, that child is not going to be Eden. Like, obviously not. You know, when you're playing with a child or something and like they steal your keys or like your glasses or something that you really, really need. So you need to take it away from them and then they start like screaming and crying and everything. So you give them a toy or like a sweet and they start crying. That's what I feel like the show is doing for me. Because when all this was happening, I was thinking of the implications. I was thinking, what is going on here? And then when it hit Michaela, it hit me that if they've gone back in time, Zeke's alive. Zeke is alive, guys. Literally, I forgot about everything on the show when I saw her and Zeke together. Like, I can't care about anything else. So like, that's just how I feel about the show as a whole. Like, they've done so much that like I'm just like questioning all the choices. I'm like, what is going on here? And then like they give me Zeke in the end, and I'm like, it's okay then. But like just to go back to all these implications, I guess, like just to like wrap this all up. So firstly, this is a lot in the show that like, especially in this season, that just felt a little bit I want to say kind of pointless. Like I'm glad that Daly and Fiona come back, don't misunderstand me, but I just feel like they didn't really do much. I don't think they did enough when they were around before they were killed off. Ben and Sanvi, I know some of you guys are out there like shipping them, and I just need to know how you felt about that because me personally, if I was shipping two characters and they have one moment before they go back in time and get back together with their other people, I don't know how I'd feel about that. I don't really care that much about Ben and Sanvi, so I didn't really feel that much for it. But it just felt like, why is this here if he's gonna get back with Grace in the end and she's gonna get with Alex? And like, good for her getting Alex, but like, that's just another thing about the whole memory thing as well, because she remembers how Alex has broken her heart, like everything, like all those 5 years and everything. It just feels like they're too happy in the end, let me say that. Like, I feel like no one is questioning things enough. Like, it's good that you got your mom back, it's good that you got your dad, all this stuff, but like, firstly, doesn't your mom still have cancer? You're not gonna get back the lives that you wanted if you have the memories of the other time. Are you with me? Like, if they had gone back in time, they didn't have their memories, and like Michaela still just like dumped Jared. She like decides to go get a taxi and then she meets Zeke like that. Oh, that would be beautiful. That would be a beautiful ending if they lost their memories. But then again, they did form bonds on the show, and I wouldn't really want them to lose that. If you guys have watched my Ben 10 video, you know that I really like to like write fan fiction where I just like rewrite a series or say what I would have preferred or what I would have done if I was like the writer. For Manifest, I actually can't do that. So I don't love the ending, but I can't tell you what I would have preferred because, like I said, maybe I would have preferred if they all forgot their memories. But then it's like now they're not friends anymore because they don't actually know each other, and I don't really know how to feel about that. Like, I like that they still have these memories, but at the same time, the memory thing makes things a little bit more confusing. Also, because like I don't doubt that Michaela and Zeke are gonna work out. In fact, if they don't, I would be mad if like they threw in that like, oh, it's not gonna work out. Like, get married immediately. I can't say how I would react if I was in Michaela's shoes, you know, like having married a person and then them dying and then traveling back in time to when they're alive and wanting to get with them. Like, obviously, I would want to be with that person. However, it's just the way that she comes on. I don't know, like the whole time, like I don't know if she's gonna like tell him the truth, because that's what it seemed like she was gonna do. But it's like, firstly, is he even gonna believe her? But then even if he does, it's just always gonna feel like she knows so much about him, but the him that she knows isn't the him that's there. Like it's the same person, yes, but he hasn't been through what he went through to meet Michaela. Do you know what I'm saying? So like definitely I think that there's like hope for the relationship. It just let me feeling like weird. Okay, there's this show that I definitely know the name of, and I could play it here, but I think that if people haven't watched it, they really should, and they should go into it not knowing what the ending is. So I'm not gonna say what show I'm talking about, but maybe some of you are gonna pick up on what I'm talking about, maybe, I don't know. Point is that it basically like ends, like the season finale is like the end of the world, and people like die. Like it's not good. Like this is a kids show, mind you. When like they fix the not like fix the problem, like when they save the day and everything, it kind of like their world refreshes their town what it was supposed to be. So their town was basically cursed, and they kind of reversed the curse, but instead of just like having the curse lifted, it also just like kind of refreshed it. So now it's just like a normal town, I guess. And like the characters there are happy, the people there are happy, but they don't have memories of what happened in the other world. Do you know what I'm saying? But the main characters, they still have their memories and they find it weird, and they actually choose not to stay there anymore because it's just not really like home for them, especially because they know what it was. Like they still have their memories. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I was thinking about when I was watching Manifest. Literally as fast as possible, just like wrap this up. I'm just quickly gonna go through some of the things I said in my Manifest video and like see if I got them or not. Yes, so we definitely did get a lot more of Drea, and I was there for it. Like, I literally love her character. I really love how she buys that whole apartment thing that like, or like she just like buys that property and like supplies power to like the passengers. I was eating up that plotline. Like, that was good. Now, the Michaela and Zeke being endgame. This video was made before Zeke died. I was also planning on just like not watching the second part of season 4 because I was like, why would you kill off my favorite character? Like, I'm glad that he died doing something selfless, but like, even like the way that he died, like absorbing Cal's sickness, like, I don't know if I could really call cancer an emotion, so I don't really know how he could like absorb it like an empath and like, I don't know. It wasn't really making too much sense. You know, he comes back in the end, and like, there's still endgame technically, so I can't get too upset. Jared is handsome, but that's it. This man is about as interesting as the slice of white bread. Okay, that was kind of harsh, but isn't that boring? Okay. I feel like the hatred towards Jared was kind of funny, but I will say he didn't irritate me as much in this season. I still don't think that he's that interesting, but yeah, I get that Michaela and Jared also kind of have their moment again, which I wasn't really there for, but I didn't hate on it because it was like kind of giving closure to the whole situation, I guess. Not to, yeah, just making it seem like Michaela wasn't with Jared for reasons outside of being with Zeke, you know, if that makes sense. But yeah. Yes, Angelina dying, I cannot express that anymore. Like, I literally, when she blew up, I was like, I applauded. I was so happy. I cannot stress to you enough how much I hate Angelina. Like, oh my goodness. Everything she does, like, at some point, I was like, okay, I get that you had a rough life, but like, at like some point in time, just like, get over it. Like, why are you killing a mother and kidnapping a child? Like, I don't know. Okay, the explanation thing, like, so okay, you should actually watch that video, if you want to know what I'm talking about. But I definitely said that like I don't want too many explanations in this final season. Like I'd rather just leave it up to interpretation and everything. I think I got a little bit too much of that. Like I would have liked something, just a little something, just something small. So like up until this point, I've kind of gotten like everything I wanted, except for right here, because what was this whole thing with like Olive and TJ and okay, this is like a similar issue I had Never Have I Ever like the last season as well, that like some characters are just not there. And I think there's like reasons like for that, like outside like scheduling issues, also just like in terms of budget. Like I think my cousin was telling me that sometimes it's just cheaper to like not have an actor in every single episode. Obviously that makes sense. So I think that's what was happening with TJ. But at some point it just started getting a little bit weird. And especially in the like new reality, like when they travel back in time and everything, Olive still seems to have a crush on him because like she had a little crush on him like when the plane took off. But then he just like kind of like smiles and moves on to another girl. Like I don't know. I don't know, like they hinted that he was gonna get with I'm completely blanking on her name, like I don't know who that girl was, but they hint that he's gonna get with her, and like that's fine and everything, but I don't know, it just kind of felt a little too. That's another thing about them going back in time. That's another thing. Like, were Olive and TJ like not supposed to be like a serious couple? Were we not supposed to be rooting for them? Or, like, were we not supposed to feel something? Because this doesn't feel like a happy ending if their love story basically has to end now because, she's like half his age. You know what I'm saying? I don't know where Levi was. Like, apparently he still exists. Maybe he was there. I don't know. I don't really pay attention a lot. Like, I'm gonna be real with you. Like, you saw in the previous video, I forgot who killed Kelly, and that was actually a pretty big moment in the episode when they revealed that she was killed by a housekeeper. I just don't know why. I just forgot about it. But anyway, so maybe Levi was in this season, and I just didn't care. I don't know. Egan doesn't die and Adrian does get his redemption, but they are both technically redeemed. Let me put that in quote. They seem like they're gonna start like a business or like a friendship. I don't know what they were planning in the end, but they were fine. Like by the end, I still don't love Egan, but definitely he didn't irritate me as much this season, especially because at some point he was just up against Angelina, and anyone against Angelina is my favorite character. Like you could put Ben Tennyson, and I actually mean this, put Ben Tennyson up against Angelina, I will pick Ben. And that is saying so much. And we do see Cal's callings as well. So that's another good thing. Like they definitely watched my video. You can't admit they didn't watch my video. I'm just being delusional. Wasn't there like, wait, hold on a minute. Wait, hold on a minute now. Okay, the memories are like flooding back into my mind. At the end of season 3, wasn't there like a moment where Daily and the plane show up in like the lab and then leave? Like, what was that? The show is enjoyable. The ending was fine. I think there could be 100,000 worse ways to end the show. So I appreciate what it did. But I know that if I go back to the first episode and watch it through again, knowing how it's gonna end, things are not gonna add up. Things are not gonna make sense. Something in there is gonna be a little bit like, something is gonna be like, what was this for? Where did this go? Why did this happen? I think I'm gonna find a bunch of different like unanswered questions and everything. So I'm gonna leave it as it is and say I finished Manifest. I recommend it if you want an interesting show to watch. I may not be rewatching it anytime soon because I'm afraid that if I rewatch it, it's gonna be ruined for me. Yeah, that is the end of Manifest. This will probably be the last time you hear me talking about it in an actual video. I'm tired. Let me know how you felt about that ending. Let me know if you would consider watching Manifest in general, like even knowing what the spoilers are, because it wasn't a bad show. Like it's definitely interesting. If you have another show to recommend for me, please do, because I am running out of shows to watch as I edit, and I really do need some background noise. I might just start rewatching old ones, but like please leave a comment, leave a recommendation, and until next time, I'm This Is Girl. Thank you so much for watching.